No one actually likes doing hard things, but why is that important to pursue as a believer? Today, I don't want you to be discouraged. You are going to be encouraged on how to do that, to live in alignment with the gifts that God gave you. We're going to do the hard thing because we're called to. Like when I hear the word discipline, I cringe. But today, I want you to get excited about it. Thanks for picking up. This is the Guts and Glory Collective podcast, and I am your host, Emerica. Today, we have a guest with us who, in my humble opinion, I think is the most attractive man. And today, you are going to be learning from him how to be disciplined, how to consistently choose the hard thing. He teaches me this literally every single day, and he somehow makes it enjoyable. Maybe because he's hot. So, I'm excited for you guys to learn from him. Please welcome my husband, Hunter.
It is a pleasure to be here. What a blessing. Seeing my wife start this podcast and the discipline that it takes to do this has been incredible. So I'm very, very thankful to be here.
I am excited for you to kind of share with people in a way that like gets them excited to be disciplined and why that's even important. Because I think as Christians, it is important to be disciplined. And I know one of your favorite Bible verses, if you want to share with us, it talks about why it is important to be disciplined and how God created us to be operating in that. If you want to go ahead and share.
So in Hebrews 12:11, it talks about the concept of discipline and what it is. It says, "It is for discipline that you have to endure. For in the moment, discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness for those who are trained by it." And it's Hebrews 12:11. That's where it talks about that. The reason discipline is so important, there's so many things that obviously we're going to dive into, but just to start it off is at the end of the day, life will get hard sometimes. And if you are consistently doing the hard thing, when hard things come into your life, you will be way more prepared and you will not be scared or fearful of hard things happening.
Right.
So you're almost preparing yourself for life because you were being disciplined every single day.
Right. And you're right. I think that's very much in line with the whole message of Guts and Glory. We're calling people out of their comfort. So by calling people out of their complacency, how can we be equipping them for those battles, those daily battles?
Totally. And let's touch on that too, about calling people higher. I think human beings are wired to look for comfort. They want what's comfortable and what's easy. And so it's a constant battle every single day to go, no, I'm not going to pursue comfort because I know that comfort is literally killing me. I'm not getting better. I'm not achieving the goals that I want.
Right.
And it's literally like a denial of your flesh because your flesh wants to go, oh, I just want to do nothing today.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we're called for so much. And if you think that on the other side of getting to your calling is just through ease and comfort,
right.
It's like any story that you've heard that is meaningful whatsoever, any person that you look up to, I guarantee you they have had so many struggles, and not only because life like handed that to them, but they actually sought out the hard thing too.
Yeah.
And
true.
So many of us think like, well, I'm just going to wait until something hard comes my way because why would I seek it out first? And it's like, if you sought the difficult thing out, you would probably have so much more respect for yourself. You would learn how to be disciplined and committed, and you would learn how to do things even when you don't feel like doing them.
Right.
And that's literally life.
Yeah.
You wake up and you're usually like, I don't know if I want to do that today.
Right.
But when you can fall in love with really doing the hard thing because you see the fruit of it, that was the verse we were talking about.
Yeah.
In the moment, it seems painful, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness.
Yeah.
It is the most meaningful thing that we can do is do things despite what we're feeling. because we know there's a higher purpose behind it.
Yeah. I think genuinely our entire culture and our world has been geared towards convenience.
Totally.
You think about, we have DoorDash that brings food to your door because you're too lazy to even go through a dang drive-through. You don't even have to go into a restaurant. It's like everything we do, maps, we don't need to remember where we're going because your phone will audibly tell you, turn right here. Like everything has been geared towards convenience. And because of that, I think that feeds into why we are so, like you said, everything we do, it's ease and comfort. And And so how can we go to battle with that every day? And why is it important? And so that's what I kind of want you to touch on.
Yep.
Why? Why discipline? Why choosing the hard thing? Like, if we have been blessed with a comfortable or easy life, why would we not just enjoy that? So can you first touch on why we should choose the hard thing intentionally?
100%. The phrase that came to mind when you were talking about that was, easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times create strong men, and strong men create easy times. And it's just this cycle.
Okay.
And when we think of generationally, it's like our parents, the people before us, they want to make things better and quote unquote easier for us. The whole goal is like, if you have kids, if you have a family, or just generationally, it's like, I want to make things better. And usually when we think of better, we think of easier.
Yeah.
I don't want them to endure the hardships that I went through.
Yeah.
When in reality, the person that you are, that you're proud of, is because of your hardships. The reason we need to do the hard thing is because when we pursue what is easy, we start to literally get weaker.
That's so good. Yeah.
It's like going to the gym and being like, you know what, I could push myself and get stronger and lift more weights, but I'm actually going to lift lighter and lighter and lighter. And then at some point, you used to be able to lift 45 pounds, and now you can only lift 20. And usually when life progresses, things do get harder. So we need to increase the weight a little bit.
Right.
But a lot of us go, you know what, I'm going to go backwards because I'm just going to pursue what's easier and easier and easier.
Right.
Now, this concept that comes to mind is, as we start to pursue the more comfortable thing, what starts to happen is not only do we get weaker, but we decide that choosing the hard thing isn't that meaningful. Because when those hard things come up in our life, whether it's we're pursuing them or life just throws them at us, it's like, no, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to push that away and do what's comfortable for me.
I don't know very many people who actually genuinely want to do hard things, though. Like, I agree with you. That's the hardest thing, is when things are thrown your way. It's like, God, take this away from me. God, it's even hard to pray sometimes, like, God, give me more strength. It's just like, God, take away this challenge, you know? So, like, I don't know many people who want to pursue the hard thing. So.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why pursue the hard thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to say. I'll talk about from experience. Like, the hardest things that I've had to do in my life are by far the most meaningful. Yeah. And when you fall in love with seeing the results of doing something that's difficult, I don't want to say you become addicted to it, because obviously, like, being addicted to something is not good, but it provides so much purpose, and it provides so much growth in yourself that you see. You're like, man, I never thought that I could do that.
Right.
I never thought that I could be this person. And then when you start to challenge yourself and push yourself a little bit more and more, you start to see who you can become.
Right.
But if I'm going the opposite direction, it's like, I once saw myself in this incredible light of like, this is what I could imagine myself doing. And it's because I was doing hard thing and pushing myself a little bit more and more, not to the point of complete exhaustion. And we can get into that, because if you're pushing yourself to the point where you aren't enjoying anything, you're probably doing a disservice to the goal that you're trying to attain.
Okay. I think that's a good point to highlight, because I think sometimes hearing you say that is like, gosh, if I just do the hard thing all the time, like, I'm going to hate my life. So in moderation, or with boundaries, I guess, is the important point to highlight. And I like the word you said, is it gives you purpose.
Yes.
You're pursuing something that gives you deeper purpose. I really like that.
100%. And so this can tie into something else that I would love to talk about too, is how complex life is right now for pretty much every single person because of the amount of information that we're taking in constantly. The reason I want to go down this right now is because human beings aren't made for extremely complex things. If something is so hard for us to even fathom doing, it's going to be really hard to do it. But if we had a simple plan and structure that's outlined, it's a lot easier because all we have to do is execute. When we can do that, everything becomes a little bit easier. The resistance of like, oh man, I want to go to the gym this week, but I don't even know what I'm going to work out. So then when you show up to the gym, you have to think like, well, shoot, what am I going to do today? It'd be a lot easier if you knew what you were doing heading into it. So all you had to do was execute.
Right.
But in regards to information, never in the history of humanity have we had more information than we have right now. And some people might say, oh, that's awesome because we get to learn so much and we get to do it. But it's a disservice completely because 100, 200 years ago, our ancestors had more limited information so they could dive deeper on one thing. Yeah. And now we have high school, college students that's like, hey, you can be or do whatever you want.
Right.
That's not helpful at all.
It's overwhelming. Yeah.
At all. If we go back even further, people's last names like Shepherd or Smith, or there's literally last names that are associated with what their great ancestors did hundreds of years ago.
Right.
It's like if your last name was Smith, odds are one of your ancestors was a blacksmith or a locksmith. That's why your name is Smith. Mm-hmm. It's because when you were born, it was like, this is what you're doing.
Right.
Smith. And guess what? People weren't like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Like, should I pursue psychology? Should I do whatever? Like, there was no question about it. It's like, this is what I'm doing and I know what I'm committing to.
Yeah. I don't
have to think about, man, if I could do anything, what could I do? That's not helpful.
Okay. I know you're probably getting to a specific point, but if I do want to interrupt really quick because you said the word commit. Mm-hmm. They knew what to commit to. How do you think commitment has changed in the face of endless opportunities? Like, why is it so difficult for us to just commit to something and be good at it? It's even hard for me. Like, I have so many different passions. That was like in college when they're like, okay, choose what you want to do for the rest of your life. I'm like, why do I have to choose one thing? I want to be everything. Like, I love music and arts, but I also love psychology and the mind, and I love people and hospitality. And it's like, why do I have to choose one thing? So why have we gotten so overwhelmed in the face of all of these options? But how can we simplify it and commit, be excited to do that?
This is probably the hardest thing for everybody in life because the amount of information that we have is so overwhelming and it is hard to commit. And everybody listening, I want them to hear this loud and clear because I think this is for people who struggle with commitment and keeping their options open of like, I just want to do everything. Mm-hmm. This phrase really hit me when I heard it. Keeping your optionality open, meaning, well, I just want to do everything. It's resistance in your life wearing the mask of ambition. When you're ambitious about something, it's like, oh man, this cool opportunity just presented itself. I'm going to go do this. And then another opportunity presents itself and you're like, oh, I'm ambitious. I want to go towards that now. But when there's a plethora of opportunity in front of you and there's 10 different options, your ambition is actually resisting you. It's actually holding you back from what you could be doing. I see. Because by pursuing 10 different things, yeah, I'm ambitious. I'm just going to go after everything. But how far are you getting in one of them? Are you actually progressing as a person, or is it holding you back from the person you could actually become? And so the reason commitment is so important is because I could either choose 10 things to do and probably be confused in my own mind of like, what am I even doing?
Yeah.
And if I don't know, if I'm not clear on what I'm doing, nobody else is going to know what in the heck I'm doing either.
Right.
And so how can I help somebody if I'm not specific about what I'm pursuing? Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's easier to understand that way. So with commitment, how can you set your sight on one thing and almost feel the guilt of letting everything else fall off? Knowing that you're pursuing one thing and feeling like you're neglecting maybe other gifts or something.
Totally. And I think that's difficult. I don't know a better answer than taking action towards one of them and seeing the fruit that comes from that.
Yeah.
Because I think people who keep their options open, if they were to commit solely on one thing and just go after it, months or years later, they would look back and go, I'm so thankful that I did that.
Right.
Because I either learned what I really like to do, or I learned that I really don't like to do that.
Right.
And if you commit to something for 6 months, that's a short period of time in comparison with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But if you don't commit to something, those 6 months were just wasted.
Mm.
And so it's difficult because it's like, but I don't, like, all the questions we're asking ourselves, it's like, but what if I choose the wrong thing? What if that's not the path God wants for me? What if I can't, what if I don't enjoy it? And it's like, I completely understand those questions and answers, but you're not going to know until you do.
Right.
Because if you don't do anything, if you don't commit to anything, you still have all those questions, but you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
At least if you committed to one thing, you would actually be making progress towards something.
Yeah.
And an example personally in my life was just recently. I love speaking and coaching and teaching and leadership. And when I graduated from college, I wanted to start my own company. I was working a few different part-time jobs, as you know, because you're my wife. Working in a few different part-time jobs. I love speaking, and I wanted to build my own coaching company and redefine education, because education is just...
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
We need some help in that area.
We need some help in education. But I realized I'm working 3 different part-time jobs that are completely unrelated. I'm trying to start my own coaching company, and I'm stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not clear on what I'm doing. Something needs to change. Like, I don't know what to do. And for a long period of time, I was in the same boat of like, we had conversations about it. Like, I don't know what to commit to. Like, I don't know what the one thing I should be pursuing.
Yeah.
Should I just cancel everything out and start this coaching company? Because it's like, well, you just got married. Now you have to provide for your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about your family. Am I supposed to just, up and go every all the blessings that are right in front of me and live in a shoebox and and just pursue our dreams? And it's like, that's an option. But through prayer and just asking God of like, God, what am I supposed to do? I really felt this pretty heavy of, we try to take in so much information in life, but use the information that's actually relevant in the position you're in right now.
Mm.
And my dad has been working in finance for 28 years, 30 years. And he's been working in this for so long, and he never once was like, hey, I want you to follow in my footsteps. I want you to do this too. That was an option. It's always been an option of like, hey, if you want to step into this field, it's really helped me provide for your family, or for our family. If you ever want to look into doing this, I think you'd be great at it. And so this door has just been wide open. And for the last year, I've been praying about what can provide for us financially, what involves coaching and teaching and a hard skill, like one specific thing, and a mentor. So all of these things I've been praying about. It took like a year to figure out through a bunch of stress and like, shoot, man, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And the realization I came to was like, if I use the information and what I'm good at right now and apply it to this specific wide open door that's right in front of me, I'm going to make more progress in this than if I were to pursue 5 different things right now.
Right.
And by choosing finance, I thought in my head, I'm like, well, God, this dream that you provided me, it's like, I feel like I'm just giving it up. I feel guilty. But also I was reminded of like, you're trying to swing open a door that's locked right now. And if you were to turn to your left, there's a wide open door for you.
Yeah.
And guess where both of those doors lead? To the same next room.
Right. I love the verse too that kind of goes hand in hand with that. It's 2 Peter 3:9, where it's saying like, God is not slow to his promises, as we might think as humans. Mm-hmm. He is actually delaying them for your sake.
Yeah.
And it's good because although he planted this dream in your heart, it might not be ready for harvest yet. It might not be ripe yet.
Totally.
So to keep stewarding, like you said, focus on what is relevant in this season. Let everything else fade. And when you pursue that wholeheartedly, it's almost like also the parable of the talents. It's like, if God gave you these things, how are you sowing those? How are you looking after those? And in the right time, he will give you tenfold of that too. So the desires that he planted in your heart, just because they're not coming to pass right now, doesn't mean that they're not going to come to pass.
For sure.
So I really like that.
Totally. And to tie back into what we've been talking about, it's like, a surefire way to get nowhere is to not pursue anything.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, when you really think about it, it's like, if I'm doing everything and not pouring my time into one thing, that's pretty much a surefire way to get me nowhere.
Right. And I really like that people are always like, oh, I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. But it also says that God directs your steps, which means there's movement.
Yeah.
And so how are you moving and progressing? He will guide you and he will go with you.
Totally. And so many people say that, like, I'm waiting on the Lord. It's like, again, it's your time with God. I'm not going to tell you what God is guiding your life to be. I'm not the person to oversee your life like that. But sometimes we need encouragement to take action too, because it's when we take a step, like you said, of moving somewhere and actually doing something, then God reveals something else.
Yeah. Because
if we're sitting for a long period of time having no clarity, it's like, hey, God, these are my options. I really need to pick one, because for the last however long, I have felt like I've gotten nowhere. Can you help me get clarity on at least choosing one path? And I feel like if you pray specifically about, hey, God, help me choose one, he'll probably put thoughts in your head of like, okay, maybe you should try this one. And it reminds me of, at the beginning of Joshua, it talks about, just as I was with Moses, I will be with you. Wherever your foot treads upon, I will also be there.
Right.
And it's just this reminder of like, when we submit to God and are humble servants of God, wherever we go, God's not going to leave us.
That's such a good reminder, because we feel like we're going to choose the wrong thing sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's what that fear paralyzes us. Totally. And then we don't move.
Totally.
But by staying stagnant, I really like that. God doesn't ever leave you. Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
That's really good.
Totally. Like, God does not leave you when you submit things to him.
Yeah.
But if you are making decisions just on your own without submitting them to God, that's a little bit of a different story. Because if you're just thinking about what's best for you and what's best for my life and all this, it's like, you're not considering what God wants to try to guide you in.
Then
so it is important to submit to him.
Yeah.
And how to do that is, like, go to wise counsel, pray about it, obviously, get quiet. That's another hard thing, is getting quiet in a world full of noise.
Right.
But wisdom usually speaks in whispers, and lies are usually really loud.
That's good too.
So to get quiet and to really hear what you need to hear, it's usually that small, quiet voice.
Yeah.
But when people are shouting at you and all this information and news, it might be what other people want, not what God wants for your life, actually.
Yeah.
So.
I'm a very visual person, so I love like analogies and stuff like that. And I think it's so cool. People say, I don't know who people are, pastors maybe, but God whispers because he's near. The enemy shouts because he's far.
That's so good. I like that.
It's just so easy to like see that visual and to be reminded of that. It is so hard to tune into that still small voice, but it is very easy to be overcome with the loud lies from the world, from the enemy, all of that. So
yes. So we talked a lot about the areas of doing the hard thing, of tuning out information and focus, right? Kind of what we just talked about for the last 30 minutes. Now, tangibles is making sure that we're breaking things down into the smallest possible steps.
Okay.
Because when we can get clear on what we're doing and when it's in the realm of like what we can actually accomplish, it's going to be a lot easier to take action towards it.
Okay. Give us examples.
Yes. So many people at the beginning of the year, they go, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for an entire year. And you ask them, have you ever gone to the gym before? And sometimes they're like, yeah, not really. So it's like, you expect going from 0 to 100 of not going to the gym really at all to going every single day for an hour for a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's really hard. So what I would say is commit to something that is small that you can consistently do, because anybody can do something for a week. Anybody can do something for 2 weeks, but very rarely can people show up consistently to something over and over and over again.
So
and that's a lot harder.
With the example of the gym, if I said, it's New Year's, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for an hour for the whole year, how do I make that the smallest step?
The way we're going to make it as simple as possible in terms of going to the gym every single day is maybe start with 2 times a week for 15 minutes. Because if you can show up to the gym and just walk in and do something, what we're trying to do is build the habit, not just achieve the goal. Because once you just achieve your goal, it's like, well, I'm never going to do that again. Our goal is to build a habit. Because if you're going 2 times a week for 15 minutes, it's then easier to add on another day. And then once you're consistent with that, then it's easier to add on a little bit more.
Right.
But we try to start with such big things. And we can do it for a period of time, but it's not lasting.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to get at is the hardest thing to do is make sure that we can last long periods of time.
Right.
Commitment. That's what commitment is.
Yeah.
Showing up even when you don't feel like it.
Right. Okay, so let's take one more example. Aside from the gym visual that we just had, let's say I want to start reading again and I want to finish a book by the end of the month. How can we make that doable?
Mm-hmm. And here's again where humility comes in. It's like read 1 page a day. So many people aren't willing to do that because they're like, oh, that's easy. If it's so easy, why aren't you doing it? Because it sounds like the excuse is, oh, well, I have work late and I have all this happening. It's like, if you can't make time for 1 page, then it's probably you and not the things that you're blaming it on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so our goal here is to make the step so small that there's no excuses to why you cannot complete it.
100%. Because when you lack excuses to do even the easiest thing that you're setting out, you're like, man, it really is up to me now.
Right.
Because if you're trying to do some lofty goal that's super hard, you can make excuses and say, oh, well, today I didn't go because last night I had a late night, so I'm not going to go to the gym for an hour. It's like, okay, what's your excuse for not reading 1 page of a book?
Right.
Because everybody has time for that.
Okay, so what we're trying to do here is make something so doable that every day that we accomplish it, we're stacking successes.
100%. And usually what people will run into, even doing that, is at some point it's going to be probably a little bit difficult for them too.
Yeah.
And even doing something consistently over a period of time, 1 page, that is hard.
But
that's doing the hard thing.
Right.
Is building the consistency, because not a lot of people are consistent.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good homework assignment. I think that breaks down in a beautiful, doable way of take whatever goal you want to achieve, and first we have to create it into a habit. So before we can even achieve a goal, we need to build a habit. And in order to build a habit, we need to break it down to the smallest possible step. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I like that. And
Yep.
I think that is a very good, tangible way for people to consistently choose the hard thing. I think that breaks it down in a way that is clear.
Yep.
And that makes me excited because I have a blueprint of what I need to be doing.
Totally. And I want to end off with this example too, to kind of wrap it up, because the other day I was thinking about this in terms of God. And if I were to show up every single morning and read my Bible and pray, the visualization I got was, if God is sitting on his throne and I'm showing up between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. every single day without change, I'm going to show up at 7 a.m. and kneel before God and say, God, what do you need from me today? Every single day I will show up and I will be there. Whether God tells me, hey, I need you to go do this, or whether he's just like, I got nothing, just relax. But every single day I will show up.
Yeah.
And then fast forward years, decades down the road. When God has an important task that he needs somebody to do, guess who he's going to choose?
Yeah.
The person who's been at his feet no matter what, because he's been consistent.
Yeah.
He's been committed even when he doesn't feel like it, even when he's tired, even when there's other things that he could be doing, because guess what his main priority is? Showing up every single day.
Yeah. I really like that, because I know we were talking too about prayer and showing up even when you don't feel like it, because that's also doing the hard thing. That is a discipline. That is a spiritual discipline, is to sit with God even when you feel like you're not getting anything, right? And a lot of Christians will say, well, it's just so hard for me to pray because I don't hear God. And we were talking about this. I want you to go off on that story too.
Yeah. So for the last year, it's honestly been really difficult for me to enter prayer because I put so much pressure on it. It's like, I need to receive something. I need to gain something from it, whether it's fasting or praying or reading the Bible.
Or
it's
like God needs to impart this wisdom to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need something because I feel.
Because then it feels productive.
Right. It's like I'm showing up and I'm not getting anything from it. And I'm like, that's like, I don't feel great. And I was talking to a friend at church, and we came to the conclusion of like, prayer is not for you. You show up for God.
Right.
Because he has an assignment for you. And whether he tells you everything and is like, hey, this is your download for the day, or whether he doesn't say anything, your job is not to just always receive. We're servants of God.
We sit at his feet.
We are a servant to him.
Yeah.
So what are we supposed to do in prayer? Go into prayer. What can you give God? And that completely changed my mindset, because I'm like,
so good. Man,
now when I show up in prayer, I'm like, it doesn't matter if I'm quiet for 30 minutes and don't say anything. My prayer is like my time with God.
Yeah.
Being in constant prayer, whether I'm saying, God, I really need help. I'm praying over these people, or whether I'm just silent and like just listening.
Right.
It's going to look different, but it's not my job to always receive. It's my job to give, because I'm a servant of God.
That is so good. And I think that people needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your wisdom, for taking the time to give us actual strategies that will help us succeed in the way that you have learned to make it work for you.
Of course. And thank you for having me on. It's truly an honor to see all the prayers and the time that you have spent into this and the years in the making. And to see you do this and be on it is the most incredible thing to see as a husband. So I love you and I'm proud of you.
I love you too. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you have some tangibles to actually change your life. This is the wake-up call that you needed. Send it to a friend because they can use it too. So get up, do the hard thing, do it consistently, do it with excellence, and I'm proud of you. Thanks for picking up. We'll talk soon.
Think gotta take it away.